Remember, your set of numbers are natural, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and they all belong to the set of real numbers. Therefore, -7 belongs to the set of integers. Alright, so it is an integer. Okay, on this problem, remember 8x and 7y are both terms. However, we're looking for the coefficient, and the coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Therefore, on your answer sheet, the answer is 8. On number 3, remember you're evaluating. So when you evaluate, what you're really doing is you're going to plug in this 3 for x. So when you rewrite it, and this is what I want you to show me, I want you to show me your work. The next step would be 7 plus 18, and then the final answer would be 25. And this is what I want to see. I want to see that work being shown. Now in this problem, you have r squared plus 4 times s, and we're going to plug in the r right here, and we're going to plug in the s right here. So r squared, remember when you replace something, always put a parenthesis around it first. So 4 squared plus 4 times 1.5. 4 squared is 16. 4 times 1.5 is 6. Add the two together and you get 22. Again, I cannot impress upon it enough. You must show your work here. I need to see your progress going straight down. Don't just give me the answer. I don't care about the answer. I care about the process. Okay, on number 5, Christian works at a library and earns $16 per hour. Well, that means $16 per hour. Now, typically we'd use H, but in your problem, the letter that they're using is a T. So we're going to use a T instead. So 16 times however many hours. And then apparently a neighbor paid him $13 to walk her dog. So we're going to add an additional 13. This is the expression you need. So make sure when you see like $16 per hour, that indicates multiplication, which is that right there. In number 6, remember this is a distribution. Okay, you have a number outside of parentheses, so it's 5 times 7, and then 5 times negative p. Remember, 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times negative p, you cannot forget about that negative, so this is a negative 5p. And you can switch this around as negative 5p, and this is a positive 35, so we're going to put plus 35. Either way, these two mean the same thing. Okay, that's the one of the properties we learned earlier, actually a couple weeks ago. So the answer to that choice would be A. Okay, now number 7, you're looking for unlike terms. Okay, unlike terms. If you notice, negative 3t, 2.5, and 4x don't have the same term. Like terms would be x. All three of these have an x involved. And all three of these are numbers. They're constants, so they're all the same. Okay, and problem number 8, 7z minus 9z. Remember, you're taking away 7 minus 9 is negative 2. And your variable is going to be z, so that doesn't change at all. The biggest mistake is when kids do this right here. If they were to do 7z minus 9z, they say z minus z and they'll cancel that out. Well, that's the wrong way of approaching that. It's not negative 2. That z, that variable doesn't go anywhere, so you have to include it. So that would be your answer. Again, that's what I want to see. I want to see you write down that problem and then show me the work. Okay, on this particular problem, you're going to combine like terms. That's one way that I show how to combine. Another way would be this. 8 and 12 is 20x. Remember, it's not x squared, it's 20x minus 7. Do not subtract that 20 minus 7. These are unlike terms. Therefore, you can't do that. Okay? Leave it as 20x minus 7. Box it in. There's your answer. Now, on number 10, it's a pretty lengthy question, and they kind of go through saying, hey, this is 4 skirts, 3 pairs of pants, and that Hi Son bought a jacket that's 4 times the amount of a skirt. Well, they gave you the expression. Only thing they want you to do is express it in simplest terms, which means you need to put together like terms. So 4S and 4S means you have a group of 8S plus 3P. Now, it could either be written like that, or you can switch it up. 3P plus 8S. And in that case, that would be your answer, and the answer choice is B. Okay, on this problem, 9 to the 3 halves minus 25 to the 1/2 power. You've got to remember how to rewrite this. This is the square root of 9 carried to the 3rd power. And then it's minus the square root of 25 carried to the 1st power. You got to know that the denominator is your index. All right, denominator is your index. The numerator is your power. So the square root of 9 is 3. Bring down that 3rd power. Minus the square root of 25 is 5. If you want to bring down that 1st power, 5 to the 1st power is just 5. But 3 to the 3rd power is 27. 5 to the 1st power is 5. 27 minus 5 is 22. Okay? Make sure you're writing down the problem, and then make sure you're showing your work as we go along. In this particular problem, we're looking for the terms. Notice there are 2 terms. Terms are separated by a plus or minus. All right, so in this case, my first term is 3t squared. My second term is 5t. All right, now, just to let you know, the 3 would be the coefficient, 5 would be a coefficient. T squared would be a variable, t would be a variable, and these are unlike terms. Okay, on this particular problem, we're going to evaluate, but you got to plug in that 8 for q. So there's a q there, there's a q there. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to plug in the 8 divided by 4 plus 8 times 8. Order of operations, you have to do multiplication or parentheses first. There's no parentheses or exponents, so we're going to do division first, which is this right here. 8 divided by 4 is 2 plus 8 times 8. Now we have an addition and we have a multiplication. We're going to do the multiplication first, which is 64. Bring down your plus 2. 64 plus 2 is 66. On this particular problem, we're again evaluating, so we're going to plug in 4 for r plus 2 times, and we're going to plug in negative 2 for s, okay, minus 5, and we're going to close the parenthesis. Now, let's do parentheses first, so that's what I'm going to do first. Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7, so I'll write everything down, so 2 times negative 7. Now, I don't have any more parentheses. I mean, I know these are parentheses, but there's no work going to be done in them. So I have to do multiplication next. And in this problem, 11 times 4 right here is 44. Plus, I'm going to go ahead and do this multiplication as well. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Now, when I combine 44 and negative 14, I know that the 4 is going to cancel out. Well, if you want to stack them like this, that's fine. 44 plus a negative 14 is the same as 44 minus 14, which would be 30, and that is your answer. Okay, on number 15, Ross had C number of coin collections with 15 in each collection. That means he had, for every coin collection, it's gonna be 15. So depending on how many coin collections he has, you would multiply 15 times C. Well, his aunt gave him 8 more coins, so we're adding 8. Therefore, that is the expression we're looking for. All right, on number 16, Rosalinda's family is taking a road trip. They drove at a rate of 45 miles per hour. All right, so in this case, if the first day we drove, well, for every hour we're going to go 45 miles, they drove 5 miles. Or sorry, they drove 5 hours. Then the second day, all right, so this is day one. This is the second day, okay, second day. We're going to drive again at 45 miles an hour, and then we're going to drive for 4 hours. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to multiply 45 times 5. That's going to be, I know 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 40 is 200, so that's 225, plus 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, so that's going to be 180. when you add the two, you can stack them if you'd like. So that's 5, 0, carry 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 405. So basically the question is, how far did they go? Well, they went 405 miles. Always put your unit of measurement. Okay, on this particular problem, it's a distribution. 7 times 3p is 21p. 7 times negative 4 is minus 28. And that is your answer. On number 18, you're actually going to simplify. So if you have negative 10 and positive 7, when you combine them, you have a negative 3x. And those are like terms. Okay, on this problem, again, you're simplifying, so you got to combine like terms. These are my only two like terms, so 6 and 14 give me 20r. And you just bring down that minus 5s, and there you go. That is the answer, 20r minus 5s. Okay, on this one, what you're asked to do is you've got to simplify. Well, again, we have to combine like terms. Now, here's a 6x, but there are no other x's. There is an x squared and an x squared, and then finally, there's a constant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these two x squared. So if I have negative 7 and plus 2, that's a negative 5x squared. I'm then going to bring down the 6x, so plus 6x, and then finally I'm going to bring down the plus 4, and there you have a three terms, all right, and negative 5x squared plus 6x plus 4. Okay, in this particular problem, you're talking about boxes of cereal and cartons of milk. One box of cereal costs $2.50. So if you were to buy multiple boxes of cereal, that'd be $2.50 for every box of cereal. Plus, each carton of milk is $3.25. So if you were to buy more than one carton of milk, it'd be $3.25 times every carton of milk. That right there is the expression I am looking for. All right, now, the next question. Jen bought the same number of boxes of cereal as cartons of milk. Write a new expression in simplest terms. Well, if they bought the same amount, that means they're going to have the same variable. So let's just change that to $2.50 times x plus $3.25 times x. It could be any variable you want, but they're going to have the same variable because they're going to buy the same amount. So in writing the new expression, you're going to have $2.50 plus $3.25, which would be $5.75 times x. All right, and that would be your new expression. Now, in question C, if Jen bought 3 boxes of cereal, well, that's 3 boxes of cereal there. And how much did she spend on cereal and milk? Well, if it's $2.50 for 3 boxes of cereal, we got to know how much milk she bought. Let's pretend that she bought 1 carton of milk. All right, so we're going to plug in 1 there. Well, 350 times 1 is 350, because typically you only need 1 carton of milk. And then I know that 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, but I carried the 1, so that's 7. So she spent $7.50 on cereal. So therefore, when I combine those, I know 7 and 3 add up to 10. And then the 50 cents and 50 cents add up to another $1. So that turns out to be $11. Now that's if she bought 1 carton of milk. Now on part C, it didn't say that she bought any milk at all. All right, so typically what I would, on that one, the answer would be $7.50 because we only know that she bought 3 cartons or 3 boxes of cereal.